that was less than exciting. Okay, we're getting ready to go over to Jeff's Tuning and Performance, and we are going to hopefully find some boost in this thing. So the first time we went over to Jeff's, after putting the motor in, made 0 boost. I mean, we ran over the whole car. Well, we looked over the whole car trying to figure out, you know, why it was losing boost. If there was a boost leak or, you know, if the belt was slipping, whatever. We played with a bunch of stuff and came out with nothing. So I ended up telling Jeff, look, man, I'm sorry. You know, I smoke tested the thing and I checked everything out and I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to take it back to the shop and we're gonna have to figure it out. So on the way back from the shop, or to the shop, I started thinking about it and thinking about the things that we did different since the last motor. And there really wasn't much, you know, I mean, it's another 408, same Procharger, inducting, piping, intercoolers. So it hit me all of a sudden. I'm like, wait a minute, we did change the brakes to we got rid of the power booster and bought the Motion Raceworks manual master cylinder brake setup. And that eliminates the power booster, which eliminates the vacuum line, which is what we had the bypass valve connected to. So I had to, when we put this motor together, you know, because of that, I had to run the bypass vacuum line, or the bypass valve vacuum line, to the vacuum line that goes from the AC to the back of the intake manifold. That line also goes underneath the computer for the car. So yeah, it's a little hard to see. So I dug it out, hooked up the smoke tester to it, or smoke machine to it, and yeah, it leaks. So there's a little check valve in there that it was leaking from. So I got rid of the check valve, ran it straight, just to test it, make sure that it was okay. You know, smoke tested it is fine, took it out on the street, and immediately it's, you know, I hit the gas, immediately it's over 10 pounds. So I was like, all right, so, you know, we're good. I just let off, and I don't know how high, you know, I can go until we got this thing, the AFR right and everything. But yeah, so should be good to go now. So now we're gonna take it back to Jeff's and do some runs and see what kind of numbers we can make. Yeah. Always something.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
What was his RPM that time? 61?
It doesn't say. I mean, I think it hit 61. I think that's what I saw too. But he changed it to vehicle speed instead of RPM.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I'm asking how much boost it had this time. Did they have any more boost on that time?
I did touch 12 pounds, but as soon as we get over that, like right around 5,300.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
Yeah, we lose 20 dBA. Almost.
See, okay. I mean, I can tighten the belt more.
I gotta get some fans on the
Okay.
It's screaming on the air temps, and now it's wanting to take more time.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Well, the fan on that one, the fan fell down.
Yeah, 145.
Yeah.
So, not happy.
Yeah.
Feeling was good that round. So
Yeah.
I was happy with that. It's just.
So, what did you say? When is it falling off?
Ran
boost?
down to like, I hit the pegs,
Uh-huh.
100,
You said you hit 12 and then at like 5,500 or something?
yeah, like 184 kPa was the highest.
Yeah.
So that was 12.1.
Yeah.
It was at around 5,200 and then it just nosedives.
So you think it's slipping?
It's gotta be.
Okay.
I wouldn't think the blower would be running at efficiency at this point.
No, man. I mean, it's good to like 900 horsepower or something.
Yeah, crank.
At like, what is it, like fucking 40 or something pounds of boost. Like it's definitely got like plenty more.
I think they're like 36 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just tighten that. I'll tighten the belt again. Yeah. Well, it's so at like 5,500 RPM, it's starting to slip off.
Yeah.
So it's hitting. He said it's hitting 12 pounds up and the pegs at 5,500 RPMs, and then just starts dropping off. So it's because I got an 8-rib belt. Like it's just a small belt pulley. Yeah. Oh my God, this pulley, dude. There's just a lot of shit we got to change, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the intake air temperatures are too high.
Yeah.
It's like between 140 150 degrees, and we had no problem with that when we had the plastic air box on there. But we changed to the metal air box, and the metal air box apparently, like, you know, radiates heat or whatever from heat soak and raises the air temperature. So we got to figure that deal out. The 8-rib dry belt system is just too thin. You know, it's just too small, and it's not getting enough grip. And I have a Sure Grip pulley on there. Still just not enough. It's still the belt's still slipping after like 5,500 RPM. So we really need to go to the 10-rib. I mean, for the amount of horsepower that we're putting down, like, this system should be fine as far as like the ducting, the intercoolers. Because I don't think you really need the front mount until you start getting up into like higher numbers. Like if we end up at 650, like that's fine. The system's good for like up to like 900, you know, so. But I don't like having that much torque on the crankshaft. Because it's not, like, it will rip off like the front snout eventually. Yeah, if you torque it too hard, it'll rip off the front of the crankshaft. Yeah, then you get another motor.
Yeah.
Which I have, but I don't want to blow this one up.
No. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
It's like holding a weed eater, dude.
Yeah.
It'll work. We'll just
Now I
have
feel like we're in a real shop.
Yeah.
We're rigging shit. This is gonna work.
It's like twice the air.
I thought if anything you'd be trying to sabotage me, not help me.
No, you're one guy I don't want to do that to. You hold a lot of power. He builds all my shit. You know, we're friendly competition.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You're like, oh, is that a new motor? Let's leave this little washer right here.
I don't know why the plug gap was so big.
I don't know what happened.
Oh my God, this car.
How many more runs do you think we got in it?
I don't know. I mean, I tighten up the belt. We'll see if it does anything different. I mean, if it slips off at 5,500 RPMs, then again, like, I'm not tightening it more.
Yeah,
I mean, this bitch is going to end up ripping off the front of my motor.
Right.
It's tight. Right now, it's tight.
Is it really?
But last time I had to tighten the shit out of it. And that was like, whatever, the 355 or whatever I had on there before. So this doesn't really surprise me. But I mean, the thing is, I bought the Sure Grip. So it's not supposed to slip. It's the whole point of the thing. And it's slipping. it's still dropping off in the same spot.
This supercharger just running out of gas.
No, dude, that thing runs at 900 horsepower. I mean, it's at 734 right now.
I mean, but like, what if the seals are bad? What if there's something?
That has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with the pressure. I asked Procharger about that. That's the only reason I'm doing this.
What RPM is he at right there?
So it was at he got up to 6,600, but I don't know when it's dropping off because he doesn't have that one on here. It looks like it dropped off in the same spot though, because I mean this is where he's letting off. It actually looks straighter here. Well, no, I mean it still continued out here. Yeah, I mean a little bit. It's got 10 more horsepower, so just a tiny bit, which just means that it's the fucking belt, dude. I'm not tightening that shit anymore. I gotta get a different dry belt system.
A different belt?
Yeah, no, a different like whole dry belt system. Like this is what happened last time, dude. It's an 8 rib. I tightened the fuck out of it, and it was to the point to where I was like, I'm gonna rip the fucking snout off this thing, you know. I mean, you can only go so fucking tight.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you go too tight, then the belt will heat up.
And then I had like, the last pulley I think was a 355, and we had to tighten the fuck out of that, you know, to get 9 pounds. So
yeah,
I just don't, you know, at some point it's like, all right, when are we going too far, you know, and we're gonna rip the front of the crank off.
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
So, oh, he saw, dude, it happened. Last time when I was here at the last motor, he was telling me about like a buddy of his, and he was like, no, just go ahead and push it. And then he ended up taking it out on the street and blew it off, right?
Yeah, that was one of the blue ones I tuned.
Yeah.
And it was on like 22 pounds on an F1A.
Yeah.
And he kept tightening the belt because it was belt slipping in the high RPMs, and it was fine on the dyno and everything else. He drove it for a couple of weeks and stuff like that, and it snapped the crank off.
Yeah, you can just only go so far.
It took the whole corner of the block off. Like, that's how bad it broke.
Jesus.
And I was like, let me see the pictures of the pistons at least, and it was clean. I was like, well, it wasn't timing. I was like, it wasn't too, man. So I was happy about that, but like, at the same time, it like destroyed everything he did.
Yeah.
You know, but that's.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I would have to guess. Because last time we got 590 last time at 9 pounds. So I would have to assume that the belt is slipping and that's what's causing it.
Yeah, I'm touching to.
Because I mean, if you're hitting 12.
I'm hitting 12.
Or the
right
same
around,
as we had at 9.
I got it a little higher this time, 5,400 RPM.
Yeah.
Then it held.
Yeah, I saw that it made like another 10 horsepower or something.
Yeah, and that's at 6,000. It's starting to trickle off, and then 6,400. I was 168 again.
Yeah.
So back down to 9 pounds. The only thing I can do is play the game of timing and just chase it and kind of keep the power up there and just deal with the slip for now until you decide to do.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I mean that's what we're gonna have to do, man. Because I don't want to push it any. I don't want to like tighten it anymore. You know, I think that's as far as we can go.
I mean, it's making some hellacious torque.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order the new the dry belt system that Ben has.
Yep.
Because on his, dude, we didn't even like we just tightened it down and went like it was at the stock tension, but it's a 10 rib, so it was fine.
Not only that, you got to remember that's got a 540 gearbox in it. So that makes a huge difference because the pulley sizes, you don't have to work so hard on those boxes.
Okay.
But they don't start partying until they're spun real hard.
Yeah.
So that's like the only trade-off you get.
Yeah.
These littler blowers, the D1s and P1s, they'll spin up quick down low, but then they start to run out of steam on the big ass.
I just figured I'd start moving the way of like eventually like the goal is let's get the F1A94 on this.
Yep.
So by the dry belt system, we'll resolve that. We'll get the front mount intercooler, you know, and then we could just throw the F1A on it.
Yeah. You
After
do that with the
Christmas.
intercooler, like even with the fans on it, I still hit 145.
Yeah.
Like it's struggling.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we're literally 100 horsepower away from maxing these intercoolers.
Yeah.
So, because they'll tap out. Like I said, I've done 900 through them, but it was struggling. It was like no the belt, you know. And then we changed the intercooler, and that all went away. Like, it was just crazy to see that because we were like, oh, we have belt slip, and then magically the belt slip quit because the blower wasn't working so hard.
Right.
So yeah, it's I'm gonna fatten it up a little bit more, give it some more fuel.
This is how I usually do shit though. Like I'll go buy some used shit and then like learn about it through mistakes.
Yep.
Like figure it out along the way.
I feel you. I feel you. I've done that.
They're like, I
I've
should have
done
done this, but I didn't know. You know, we'll try it, see what happens.
Yeah, I mean it's working.
Yeah.
It's just we got some choke points.
Yeah.
I'm out.
You know.
I gotta go work.
All right, man. Thanks for coming. See you, dude.
Is that the last one then?
No, he's gonna do probably like one or two more just to like, because I was explaining, like basically we're gonna leave it at that. He's gonna try to get a little bit more power out of it, but make it safe, because we're probably gonna run it like this for a couple months.
Yeah.
Trying not to spend thousands of dollars like right before Christmas. So I'm gonna wait till after that, and then we'll get a front mount intercooler, and I have some of the ducting left to get some more pieces, but we'll do that, and then that'll keep the intake air temperature down. And then I need to get a different dry belt system. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw there's actually somebody selling the F1A94 dry belt system on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. I can't remember where I saw it. But yeah, I mean, we'll just start chasing deals, or buy one, like I said, after Christmas. But for now, yeah, I mean, we're basically where we were before. I mean, we're around like 600 horsepower to the wheel, but it's falling off because the belt is slipping. This is exactly what we ran last time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I went from a 355 to a 3-inch pulley. But we're having the same problem. It's spinning at higher RPMs. And we didn't have the intake air temperature problem before though.
Oh, so there's a new problem.
So this is a new problem. That's because of the plastic air box. It hit 615. It says 607 there, but he's got to move it over one. It hit 615 horsepower.
I know, I was going to say, it was definitely higher.
It's just a kick in the balls, man. It's like, if you do all this extra work and you end up with the same exact number, it's like, at least give me another 10.
Yeah.
Give me something.
We're doing that. We're going to
Okay, well, that was less than exciting. So on the old motor, before we blew it up, we took it to Jeff's and we ran 9 pounds at 590 something horsepower. So basically 600 wheel horsepower. We figured out the vacuum leak, like I said earlier. So there's no boost leak. And at 12 pounds, we were at 615. So basically 3 more pounds, an extra 15 horsepower. So there's something wrong. So I think what it is so the air temps the intake air temperatures was around like 150 degrees with, fans blowing on it and it being like cold outside. And yeah, so as you can see, the Procharger parts are in a cart because they're on their way out. So we got a couple problems, I believe. One of them is this thing right here. I had a plastic one and it cracked because it's plastic. They do that. So we put the metal one in. The problem is the metal one sits in the engine compartment and under heat soak it gets hot. So that can cause the air temps to go up. The other thing is that we got these little guys. So, the average person that throws the D1SC Procharger kit for a 98 to 02 Camaro or Trans Am is putting it on an LS1. And, LS1s, if you're lucky, have, 335 crank horsepower for, like the Ram Air. So you're pushing, 280 horsepower. So you're really, this is plenty big enough for that, even if you just go heads and cam, maybe you're getting, 500 wheel or a little over. Not even. I mean, let's be real. Like the reality is you're probably 500 crank, you know, on an LS1 heads and cam, somewhere's about. So yeah, if you're pushing even, you know, 450, like this will do you fine. But once you get up to the bigger numbers, you know, I mean, I think we found its limit. I mean, we're at, you know, 600. It doesn't matter how much boost gets thrown at it, it just stays at 600. So, and like I said, the air temps are too high. So we're moving on. The other thing is that the Procharger was leaking. Doesn't actually have anything to do with the amount of boost. I opened the case up and looked at it. Bearings look like new. Everything's good inside. It's just leaking. And I bought a reseal kit, resealed it. But one of the seals, you actually have to take the entire thing apart. And it's kind of almost built like a manual transmission. You know, you have to like take it apart, put it together on a jig, and forget it. You know, I'll just send it off to Procharger. We're going to be buying a front mount intercooler. You know, we're going to make the ducting because it's not going to be a Procharger intercooler. It's going to be a Treadstone. So, you know, by the time I get all the parts and everything for this, probably be a couple weeks. They said it'd be 3 weeks to reseal it. So they're going to go ahead and reseal that. I'm going to put the bigger intercooler on, and then we'll go back to Jeff's. But yeah, I mean, that's it for now.